Would I be the asshole if I don't co-sign a mortgage loan with my sister? Hello all, first-time writer and a long-time reader. I'm on mobile and flustered, so sorry I'm advance. I need some thoughts on a situation going on between my parents, older sister, her fiancé and I. At the moment my parents and sis are trying to convince me to co-sign on a 4-3-bath house loan of $500,000 plus at 5.25% interest with my older sibling. I still live and pay rent to my parents because they host my 4 disabled cousins and need help. Due to my inability to realistically live alone with my current pay, I comply to most things until this mortgage loan crossing the line. Here's the deal. 1. I have to sign on this loan with my older sister, but she doesn't feel comfortable living with me there at the home. Currently, she lives in an apartment and has a fiancé that is unemployed and paying half of the down payment rent. However, he's not taking on the loan. He is fine with me living there. It's only her. My sis knows the living situation parents is not good, hence why she moved out. Now she's not helping me in a time of need, but I am obligated to help her with a loan I cannot access the property to. 2. Both of my parents are in huge debt because they own 2 homes and 2 brand new cars that are not paid off, hence why they cannot co-sign themselves. Their debt-to-income ratio makes it so that I am the only person in the family currently that has a steady income and good credit score for this to work out. They said if I don't co-sign within 3 days, my rent is raised to use that money to pay for my sis. Also, they deem me to be a terrible daughter, ungrateful, and selfish if I don't. They claim this can set my sis and I up, but they don't even have the money to set themselves up at their mid-50s. 3. I am only currently paying off a $14,000 auto loan over 4 years and am consistent in paying. They believe I am not doing enough with the money I make and it's not going anywhere, therefore it's theirs to use. They see my free time as something for them to access, not free of mine to use. 4. My parents and sis believe that I will get a return on this loan co-signing in the future. They said I have to wait my turn and see how the housing market changes. Their intention is that they will help me out in the future on a house loan, but I have my doubts based upon previous track record, the car they coerced me to buy, and now I have a $14,000 loan to pay. I personally do not want to sign with this loan, but am backed up into a corner. If I don't sign the loan, I am forever banished from family ties, so I will have to start from scratch. If I do sign the loan, I now have to hope and pray payments are made on time and hope that I can eventually benefit and have them co-sign on a house for me in the future. I hate being taken advantage of. Am I the asshole? Relevant comments. My sister did this to me. I found out when I applied for a Macy's card, if you can believe it, just to get a store discount on a large purchase. They got me on the phone right there in the department store, mentioned her name, and the car loan I co-signed with her. I earned 6 figures and had almost no debt, yet couldn't get a fucking Macy's card. I about had a stroke. It was the weirdest situation. I hadn't seen it spoken to my sister in almost 10 years. She was a drug addict. The car was ultimately repossessed and I had to file a fraud report among her things to clear my credit. Dear God, please start advertising for roommates and GTFO of that situation. Your credit score can make or break your future opportunities. Hell, you could even live in a shelter for a while if you had to. That financially irresponsible debt-loving family is detrimental to your future. This is abusive. You owe them nothing. They chose to create you. They should be taking care of you, not the other way around. Get out, get out, get out, not the asshole. Ugh. Do not co-sign for a house for them. If they can't get the loan on their own, then they are not ready to be homeowners. If they really want to own a home, then they can start with a 1-bed, 1-bath that they can reasonably afford and move up from there. If your parents want to help so much, they can let sister live in their second home, or sell second home to help pay for sister's house.
Am I the asshole for wearing a wedding dress to a wedding? Original post on March 1st, 2023. So my friend, 20 and I, 19, have been friends for a few years and she recently got engaged. A week ago, I got a DM from her for a small costume party she was hosting as a celebration for her getting engaged. I asked if there was a theme and she said there wasn't. I'm a cosplayer, so I had a lot of choices. I didn't want to rock up in an anime cosplay, so I thought it would be funny to go to an engagement party as the corpse bride. I arrived at her house yesterday and everything seemed normal. A few people complimented my costume and I was having a lot of fun. After 10 minutes, my friend's fiancé walked out in a black tuxedo and announced this was actually their wedding. Apparently, my friend saw a video of someone doing this and wanted to do the same. He asked us all to go to the backyard for the ceremony to begin. I went straight to him. I asked him if I should quickly go home and change my outfit and that I would get back before it started. He told me it was fine since I didn't know this was the wedding. I trusted him and followed everyone outside. They got married and everything seemed good. The reception was just in their house again, so everyone just walked back inside and picked up where they left off. I tried talking to my friend and celebrating with her, but she kept making excuses to not talk to me. I assumed it was just because she was tired from the big day and wanted some alone time. I didn't bother her after that and the party soon ended. I got home and half an hour passed when my phone started getting notifications. I checked and it was my friend texting me. She was cussing me out and telling me how I ruined her wedding. I was really confused and asked what I did. That only made her more angry. She told me it was basic knowledge not to wear a wedding dress to a wedding. I reminded her I had no idea it was a wedding and that I asked her now husband if I should change and he said it was fine. She didn't respond, but I got a text from her husband. He asked why I would tell her he said it was fine. I told him he said it was fine. Then he said how I should have changed anyways and it's my fault that the two are now fighting over this. I've tried texting her that I was sorry and if I had known, I wouldn't have done it. I woke up today and saw her and her husband have blocked me on everything. So, am I the asshole for not changing out of the wedding dress when I found out it was actually a wedding? Edit. I am a guy. I cosplayed the character Emily from The Corpse Bride and had blue paint all over. I'm also Australian and I've never heard a costume party meaning fancy. Everyone was dressed up in funny costumes. First update on March 7, 2023. I honestly didn't think this would get as much attention as it did and I've tried reading through all the comments, but damn, there were a lot. I do appreciate everyone's feedback. Also, I'm not sharing photos, sorry, just for privacy reasons. I'm sorry. Now the update. Since they blocked me on everything, I didn't try to reach out since it would be a waste of effort. But I didn't block them back. If they wanted to talk, I was fine with it. 2 days ago, I was unblocked by my friend. She asked if we could call and talk about what happened and I agreed. She apologized for blowing up at me like she did, but also told me she was still upset. I was only made aware because of the comments and now her, that wearing wedding attire to anything wedding related is common sense. All I knew was the no white on the wedding day. Honestly, after people informed me, I felt awful and downright stupid. So I apologized back for not running it through her like I should have since I didn't know. I know lots of people were telling me to cut her off, but I've known her since I was 14, so I'm glad we can stay friends. Her husband, on the other hand, he had told her that he came up to me and asked me to change. And apparently I told him it didn't matter because I was already there, or something along those lines. She was crying a lot while telling me. After she blew up at me and I told her the real story, she got pissed at her husband. The husband suggested both of them block me so the fight would stop. She agreed to it but was still upset by it all. Eventually she started asking people who were at the wedding to see what happened. 3 people saw me walk up to him and heard me ask. This is where she learned her husband lied to her. Again, a huge fight between the two. Turns out he's hated me since I met them 5 years ago. They had already been dating for a year beforehand. I became good friends with her but not him. He felt as though I was trying to take his girlfriend. I don't know what I did to make him feel this way. She's beautiful but I'd never do that shit to anyone. I don't know why he'd wait 5 years, but he decided the day of his wedding was the best time to get rid of me. I'm not really sure what's going to happen to them in the future. She's staying at another friend's house until her and her husband are able to talk about it. I doubt I'll update anymore like update. They're getting divorced. Because that feels insensitive. Again, thanks to everyone for all the advice and point of views. It helped me so much. Have a good day or night. Edit. My friend doing a lot better and plans to talk to her husband soon. I've also shown her my post since I felt like she had a right to know. While some comments made her quite upset, but she knows she overreacted. My friend's emotions are always intense, but she tries her best to keep them under control. She's seen people talk about the red flags in her husband but isn't sure what to do. She told me she'll decide based on what he does when they talk about it. I'll support her no matter what she decides. Even if he rubs me the wrong way and I have my own opinion on what she would do, it's up to her. She's an amazing person and I just want her to be happy. Second update on May 1st, 2023. My friend has told me I can post this if I wanted to, and I thought, why not? My friend did try to work things out with her husband, but she started getting fed up of how he treated her. They had gone to a restaurant for a date, had an argument, and he told her she had to walk home at 8 p.m. It was a half an hour walk. Instead of going back to hers, she called up a friend. It was her final straw. She decided to apply for annulment, and they've broken up. Her ex tried to convince her to think about it more. He's once again blaming me and her friends for putting crazy ideas in her brain. Safe to say we've all blocked him. She has been upset over it all, but she's also excited to experience single life. She's been dating him since they were 14, so she's never had certain experiences. She told us she wasn't even sure if she ever loved him like she thought she did. It's all been quite a lot. I feel like we've become better friends because of all of this. She's been able to go clubbing with us and has gone home with some people. The legal age for drinking here is 18. I feel like she's actually getting to live out her young adult life without feeling tied down. We have been looking out for her since she doesn't know certain things and making sure she isn't reckless. If she gets really drunk, we make sure we don't take our eyes off of her. She looks way more alive figuring out who she really is, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She's also been planning another party as a celebration to her new future. She's asked me to help make her into Emily from The Corpse Bride so we can both go as it for this party. This time, I'll definitely be getting loads of photos. I won't post them though for privacy reasons again. I'll probably just go back to being a Reddit lurker. Thank you to everyone who has given me advice and helped me out when I first posted about all of this.